وما يدرك Fire! 부족대 하라고 아리아네
Yani hadi bakın. Yok. Uzak git.
Boom! Acá. Y no. Sí. Bravo. Bravo. Acá, grazie. Vai! Sì. يعني هو ما له علاقه مع يعني انا في وزاره هاي صار فيني انا بيوتيوب 85 ديكو تمديد انسجي هذا مثلا مره طالب رجعت انا اخذت الذهنيه انا سمعت وفهمت عليه بس هذا ديكو اخذ مصطلح ضمن الله فاخذ مباراه اكثر الشغله خليك معه ضرب عندنا كثيره في انت عم تضرب رجلك بس ضربها يا اخي روح شنو في ضربات ممنوع.
They're displaying very good martial spirit and what we call Zantian awareness. You can see that they look very determined and they look as if they're displaying 100% concentration. So what is the essential difference here between team kata and individual kata? Well, in the individual kata, you can move on your own time. Each time that you feel that you've finished your movement, you can move. In team kata, you have to try and synchronize your movements with your team members, so it is very, very difficult, and that's what they're actually trying to do. At the same time, they've got to try and duplicate each other's steps, try and make sure the steps are the right length, so that they maintain the distances from each other. So it's a very difficult thing to do. So it's not simply an exercise in technique, it's also an exercise in working discipline as a team. That's right, and awareness, because obviously the discipline thing is very important because your team members are relying on you to get your part of it right. If one person makes a mistake, then all of them suffer through that one mistake. So it's a very disciplined thing, and you have to really concentrate 100%. You can't afford a mistake. It's strange that a small country like Belgium could produce so many karatekers of international standards. But over the years, I know they have. Yes, they have been, and they still are doing. But I wouldn't say England's a very big nation, and they've created or made some very, reputable karate students. So, and I think most European nations, Europe is very strong karate-wise. So again, as in fighting, size doesn't always mean quality. No, it doesn't. No. It's the individual themselves. But when we come to quality, then we come to the industry. Again, like bias perhaps. As well. Yes, here we have Frank Brennan, Gary Harford and Sean Roberts. Gary and Frank have performed team kata together for many years, but Sean is a newcomer to the team kata because we've had a few injuries during training and things like that. And Miles Draper, who normally would take that third position, is injured at the moment, so Sean Roberts has had to step in. It's a very short notice. We've had to practice with the lads. And of course, Frank and Gary have got this sort of natural feel for the kata, and then they can actually sense when each other are moving. Whereas obviously it's very difficult for Sean.
Of course, they've trained together since they were children.
That's right, yes, and they've been team captains, so they're on the junior under-21 team.
But as an individual performer, Sean has done very well, I think.
Oh, Sean is very, very good. He's very good kata man. But obviously trying to work with a team is you know, it's got its own restraints, and it's very difficult. It's a different thing altogether. Got a few spots where Sean's a little bit late. There's only a few little spots he's a bit late, but of course at this level that can make all the difference.
However, having said that, still a very good performance.
Yes, it's still a very good performance. And a such short notice, it's very, very good to get this far in the World Championship. Very good.
This is the American team, relatively unknown quantity to most European competitors.
That's right, I just don't know much about the Americans. We haven't seen that much of them. This is the first time in at least 2 years.
Of course, as Shotokan spread in the world, strangely enough, America was one of the first countries to receive a very high-grade Shotokan teacher, the famous karate master Hidetaka Nishiyama. So in America, Shotokan is very well established with a number of large associations and some extremely good instructors. But on the international scene, over the last few years, they've been noticeable by their absence.
Yes, they have. I wouldn't really know why that is, but their standard is quite good. As you saw in the previous program, when they were competing against the England team in the eliminations, they were very strong mentally and very good fighters.
America has a long tradition of practicing martial arts, and which they learned usually from Nishiya Sansei, second and third generation Japanese, and now we see the Japanese team.
Yes, this is the Japanese team here, and obviously they're the hot favourites to actually take this title. And as you realise, this is the finals of the Kata event.
Having said that, when I was in Japan last year, I saw the All Japan Championship, so I have to say, I wasn't as impressed by the Japanese team at that time as I have been in the past. They seemed maybe to be a little casual, but possibly today they've lifted the standard again.
Yes, I think they have lifted the standard, but what I think people have to remember is that the European nations are coming on all the time. Maybe in yesteryear, it was a different generation, a different feel, a different attitude, and of course the European nations are getting stronger all the time, so that might have some effect on it.
I guess in the past there was maybe some degree of feeling of inferiority to a Japanese among Westerners who felt that somehow a Japanese was automatically a master.
Yes, I think you're definitely right there. But again, they're still showing a good discipline in their movements, and it's well timed.
The kata they've chosen suits their physique tremendously well.
That's right, it does.
Very tight movements and high jump.
Yeah.
Of course, a very strong finish, which you expect from Japanese.
A very good performance.
Of course, as it happened, the Japanese won.
Yes, they did, and it was a very hard contested final, but the Japanese did come through and actually win the title. Yes, this is England, this is the Italian team versus Japanese.
The semi-Japanese.
That's right, it is, yes. And the Italians, their first fight is a very strong fight. He's got a very good attitude, as you can see by that exchange.
Again, the Italian karate team has always been, because of people like Shirai Sensei and people like that, have always had a good reputation.
Yeah.
I remember there was an Italian fighter a few years ago by the name of Vinicelli, who was a monster. Nobody wanted to fight him, including many of the Japanese.
Yes, I've heard of him. But the Italian team have been displaying good fighting spirit all the way through the championship, and this is a culmination, really, of their efforts over the last couple of days. And this is obviously it's a big chance for the Italians, and they're going to put 100% effort into it.
But interesting there, in a sense, the Italian fighter is actually fighting Japanese style.
Yes.
That is, he's going under the techniques and going forwards and countering.
Yes, he slipped that technique very well.
And this is a Japanese fighter, Imamura, I believe.
That's right, it is. But he's facing a very strong opponent in this Italian lad. He's been fighting very well over the last couple of days.
I believe the second shorter time cup in Sydney, wasn't it?
That's right, it was in Australia 2 years ago.
Imamura was more or less unstoppable then.
That's right, he actually won the World Championship on that occasion.
Obviously with that kind of speed, that technique just missed. The referee indicated it went past and therefore he wouldn't accept it. But it was very close to a score.
Yes, he attacked the opponent with a clear technique without his box being able to stop the technique
and to want to give his power.
That's right. Obviously, good control has to get to, otherwise there'll be a lot of injuries.
I heard you see the leg, the shin kick in this case.
Yes, it looks like it's a bit off target actually. It hit his shin.
Very hard thing to judge at this kind of speed. It's easily a mistake.
That's right. Third fighter for Japan and for Italy. Big boy. Yes, he's just definitely shot his own kick. He did a very good attack there. Feinted with a kick and came over the top of a Jodan punch.
Obviously using his body weight to advantage as well.
Yes, that's right. But it was unfortunate there. He didn't get a score at all. But there he managed it, I would say. That's right. There, the Japanese lad telegraphed his movement and the Italian lad went in and caught him before he could attack. Which is a very good technique. And there again, the Japanese moved forward, allowed it. I think the Italians controlled the distance quite nicely there. That's right. Well, the Japanese contestant there attacked those, or feinted as though he was going to attack with a kick. He came over the top of the punch again and caught his opponent. Obviously the Japanese is determined to get this point. But of course, you only need 2 half points to win a bout, and this Japanese gentleman just managed to get his second half point. So he's won this bout. And again, this is another very strong Japanese contestant, and a very strong Italian contestant also. At first clash, there was no score. When both punch at the same time, there's no advantage? No, it's called Aichi, which is simultaneous technique. So they both cancel each other out. That was very close. Very close. It looks as if the referees and the judges are signalling. So normally you would have one referee in the centre and 4 corner judges. That's right, yes. And the signals, the Japanese contestant actually scored there. So that's how many? 2 fights for Japan? Well, 3 fights. Yes, that's right. That was a very good attack there by the Italian gentleman. He caught the Japanese contestant off guard completely. There was hardly any reaction. As you can see, goes to block, but the block is ineffective. So in a sense, this is an ideal technique. I know among Japanese teachers, they always say, you must find Suki, or your opponent's weakness, and then exploit that. Here we have a very strong team in Denmark. They are a very, very strong team, very strong mental attitude, and very good fighters. And they're versus England, obviously. Did you expect the Danish team to be so strong? Yes, I did, because we've seen them in the European circuit. Alvin Hall was very unlucky there not to get a score. As you can see, when he attacked, very ferocious. Yes, he blocks that kick right now, so he goes in and takes the leg. And then continues, sweeps his opponent. But the referee had already said, Yamai, you see, which means stop. Although he actually goes to the score. He does indicate and changes his mind. There's very good tactics by Mr. Hall. But they're just grappling a bit, and the referee. But they're both displaying very good fighting spirit. Obviously, Owen's determined to put the man on the floor. I suppose if you're fighting a tall opponent and you can put him down a few times, the psychological edge it gives you is tremendous. Right, yes, definitely. But look, this Owen missed with his counter, but the chap from Denmark actually got his in, so Owen's half a point down here. He needs to try and get it back. Yes, that crouched over style. Very nice punch from the Dane. Yes, so they both went in there actually, but Elwin's attack was short. So they've given the bout to the chap from Denmark. So that means Britain is one fight down. Yes, Frank Brennan does a beautiful kick there. He catches his opponent completely off guard. And of course that's Frank's strength.
opportunity to seize the opportunity. In fact, you can see it there.
Yes, again, he thought he took his opponent completely off guard with a very good stomach kick. And that brings his bout there.
So that brings them level. Now, of course, against such a strong team, it's vital that you win this. You have to if you're going to make the final against the Japanese.
That's right, because this is the semi-final. And if they want to get through to the final, they've got to win this actual bout against Denmark. So that's a very good attack there from the Dane, and actually got into Sudan there. But obviously Dean's now got to try and get it back for England.
I'm sure being a determined fighter, he got well, as we can see, definitely.
Yes, and it looks like he's going to get a score there. He's actually going to get scored. So now they've both got it all to do. If they want to try and make it so that their team members don't have to work too hard.
Yes, because obviously this being the third fight, it sets the trend.
That's right.
2-1. And it looks,
yes, so it looks as if the Dane did actually get that score then. So it's 2-1. Denmark. And Ronnie Cannings is a beautiful attack there.
The fact it's so good, the Dane doesn't.
That's right, yes, beautiful. Because the pressure is on now. We're 2-1 down.
And half a point up in this fight.
That's right. So now the Dane has got it all to do now. If the Dane can win this one, again Ronnie Cannings catches him on his way in and using what we call timing. Halfway through an opponent's attack. He catches him, so it's 2-2 now. It's all down to Gary Harford now.
Well, we've seen Gary do this before in the Europeans.
That's right, but being put last, it's a terrible position to be in. And now he has to display all the fighting speed he possibly has and determination.
And we all know he's got tremendous determination.
So, of course, when they're in a position like this with so much pressure, tempers do get a bit heated, but they must always show good sportsmanship.
Yes, I think it's important at this point to point out that traditional karate stresses that karate begins and ends with courtesy.
Yes,
and although initially on the surface it may appear a little wild, underneath is the concept of control and self-discipline.
So Gary Harford is winning now, and there scores the second half point. His opponent rushes in and he catches him on the way in, and that's it.
So this puts the British team through
into the final. That's right. So now the British team are ready to meet.
Of course, there's Andy Sherry, who's the British team coach and manager, very happy. Now the ladies team kata. And the favourites to win, Japan.
That's right, yes. And everybody's been looking forward to seeing them actually compete now in the final, in the team kata.
It's very interesting in a way that at one time the women's events were considered to be subsidiary to the male. But it's certainly in kata, I would say my own feeling is that the quality of the women's kata now surpasses the men's very often.
Oh, very much so. They set a very good example for everybody to follow in the way that they conduct themselves. And everything, and in their attitudes, their determination, but it's everything absolutely brilliant, and their technical ability.
Oh, the quality is second to none.
Oh, yes, definitely.
I remember many years ago watching Kawashima. She was then the Japanese kata champion. She was only 17 or 18 years old, and when I watched her, I thought, well, I've wasted 10 years of my life. I'll never do that. But it's not really wasted. It's just you wonder, can you ever equal that kind of performance?
Yes, well, they actually do set a very good example in the way that they behave off the mat as well, because being a champion doesn't just mean that you win things, it means that it also should affect the way that you behave as well.
So the quality of life is very important.
That's right, very much so. And here, when you are actually doing kata, you should be imagining that you've got various opponents, and you're defending yourself against those opponents. And you'll probably notice that kata is performed always starts with a block first, never an attack.
Of course, that's in line with the first of precept. In Santanash, there is no first attack in karate, which gives the moral quality to the art. Without that, as the teacher said, karate is more than brutality.
That's right.
We have the ladies team, the British team.
That's right, we've got Willie Hatton in the front, Julie Carter, and Christine Pullen. And they're doing a kata that we call Doji Shiho Show.
Of course, I'm biased towards these three, as I know them very well.
Yes. And they look as if they're up to their usual standard. And they actually are, yeah.
Doing very well together at the moment.
That's right, very well timed. Good Zanshin, which is awareness. Very good Kime, which is focus. Very good stuff. And they're very well synchronised as well. But of course, it's very competitive, and all of the teams who actually through to the finals are very much on the same level. There only needs one little mistake to decide who's going to actually get a gold medal or a silver medal.
Yes, the difference is tiny, isn't it?
That's right, because it's very hotly contested. Very hotly contested.
So far, they look very good to me.
That's right, they are, yes. They're very nicely timed together, moving very well.
Of course, there's the terrible psychological thing to go against the Japanese team.
That's right, and especially knowing that they are so good and having to follow them, which is very difficult anyway. Having to follow them when they're actually on form the way they are. It's very daunting.
Plus, all these three ladies are all well experienced at international level.
That's right, they are very experienced.
This is the Spanish team.
We don't often see the Spanish team, the Spanish ladies kata team in competition, and they've done very well to get to the final. I think they've shocked a few people.
I think karate has gone through a big booming Spain over the last maybe 2 decades or so, because I believe that at one time it was banned. It wasn't acceptable for practice. So they've done extremely well in say 20 years to lifted themselves to this level. Not just in Shotokan, but in other styles.
Oh yes, because there are some very famous karate that are known throughout the world actually, in karate circles that is. Yes, they're moving very well, and it's well timed, and also they're displaying very good Zanchin awareness.
And a very strong ki.
That's right, they look very determined, and a very good performance. Very good performance.
However, as you'd expect, Japan won.
That's right, the Japanese ladies team came first.
So we have the finals, the team finals, the highlight of the tournament.
That's right, yes. This is a position that most of the British lads have only ever dreamed of, never imagined they'd get this far.
I know the Japanese team have only been defeated, I think, 3 times.
Yes, I think you're right.
And the second time, the first or second time was the British team in the 70s.
Well, actually, this is a repeat of the last World Championships in Australia. As you can see, Alvin Hall there, being as ferocious as ever. Yes, in the last World Championships in Australia, the English team managed to get through to the finals, and it was England versus Japan, but on that occasion, the English team were beaten.
Was it by much?
No, it was very, very close, you know. One of those things.
In a sense, this is kind of revenge here.
That's right, very much so, yeah.
Japanese, the pressure's on as well.
Oh, yes, very much so. Very much so.
Especially for this Japanese fighter who Owen defeated in the individuals.
That's right, he did defeat him in individuals. And as you can see, Owen's very determined to try and make it as well for his teammates.
Yeah, it's always important the first fight. I think if you win the first fight, it lifts the team, gives them confidence.
That's right. Well, you can see that when the lads are actually fighting the team, they're very